All right, here we go. Am I like breathing heavy, huffing and puffing? All right, here we go. What's up? Back into C4D today. Here, I'll show you. This one finally rendered out. This is the one we were working on yesterday. Yesterday was 2 weeks of gloriness in C4D. And if you saw there at the end, like weird twitchiness. What are you doing? Why are you scattering like that? Everything else looks pretty sweet, I feel like. I'm thinking those issues could be a couple things. One, I figured out, well, after a lot of research, I just made my render settings pretty much as low as possible. I think it only took a few hours to render that thing out, which actually is pretty good. So it could be that low rendering could be why that thing was glitching out, or let's pull it up. Oh, I was messing with the cyclorama, 2 weeks final. Or it could be, I'm thinking, friction. It could be gravity pulling it down, or it could be, where is it, inside this tag? Yeah, it could be friction. So let's hit play and see if it glitches out at all. Yeah. I just want it to stop after that. Who dat? Maximus. So, Maximus, I was just showing this final render. Pretty sweet, except it's weird glitchy at the end there. I don't know what that's all about. But, I mean, the concrete texture is really cool. I love how it just collapses, but then the weird glitchy stuff at the end is. So how do we fix that? All right. So, and listen, this is all trial and error. So what I did yesterday was I filed that tutorial yesterday. I think at the 12 o'clock I was following my go-to guy, Fat2. And he had these spheres kind of coming from the back and punching through, which is a cool effect, but I didn't really want that. I just didn't know any other way to do it. So I followed him, and then last night, I was like fooling around with it more, and I figured this trigger. So this trigger, if you set it to immediately, it will automatically collapse. So then I said, well, if I don't want to start immediately at frame 0, what if I wanted to start at frame like 20, which I should have made this probably like a 10-second clip and just started it like a second in or something like that. So this is less than even a second into the clip. So I should have waited at least a second, I think. I should have probably set it at 30 or something. But anyway, you set a keyframe at the beginning at frame 0. This is checked off, so the dynamics are not enabled. Set a keyframe. Then I moved to 20 seconds, checked off enabled, and set another keyframe. So at 20 seconds, it triggers immediately that collapse. So that was cool, figuring that out. So I didn't need anything to make an impact on it or anything to collide with it. Here's the other thing. The reason why I couldn't get it to work yesterday was I think I finally got a decent grasp on rigid body tag. And the rigid body tag is really awesome. So rigid body just means it's almost like a solid, right? Where it's not going to move or pass through objects. When objects hit each other, they will collide, right? So I guess maybe objects have mass or something like that. Otherwise, or density, I don't know. Or both, mass and density. So, yeah, rigid body tag is really awesome. So inside the rigid body tag, you have all of these things to mess with. Now, originally, I had, when this thing was collapsing, it collapsed really slowly, and I couldn't figure out. I thought it might be like a F curve or something. I can't find it. So what I did was I put gravity on it. And so I set the gravity acceleration to 10 centimeters, and I think that sped the fall a little bit faster. I don't know if that force is having an effect on that weird glitchiness at the end. So it could be the gravity, or if I go back into this tag, there's a friction, drag, lift. There's friction somewhere. Where's friction? There's a friction setting somewhere. Stiffness, volume, damping, pressure, damping. I don't know what any of this stuff is. That's shape conservation. I want it to preserve the shape. Springs, I would assume that's like sort of bounce. So it could be that. It could be something in bounce. I thought there was a friction thing somewhere. I know there was friction. Collision. Ah, there it is. Friction is set at 90%. What if I set it to, like, I don't know, 105? Did they stop moving at all? No. But maybe it needs to play through until it, like, resets. Let's see. So keyframe 20 collapses. It might have did something. I don't know. They still seem to be moving a lot, right? How about no bounce? They're still moving a lot. Like, I just want it to collapse and stop. Collision noise? 0%. This is all collision stuff, though. I guess it's colliding with the floor, right? I don't know. I got to figure out this whole glitchy, because I don't like that at all. No bounce. Let's jack the friction up like so high. No. I don't know, man. It's all falling nicely. I just can't figure out what is up with that. Huh. What if I like turn the dynamics off at the end? Do you know? Like, let's say, all right, so let's go back. The thing collapses there. Let's say it like, let's say 40. Let's set a keyframe. Let's turn that off. Set a keyframe there. And hit play. Collapse. Oh. You don't want that. Yeah, I don't know. Just transition time is really interesting to me. Like, what is 60 frames? What transition? Maybe. Because does it stop at around 80? Okay, Control Z. Well, no, it doesn't get rid of a keyframe, so I have to delete that keyframe. Start collapsing now. Like right around there. I just want to stop. What if I just turn the transition time to like 30 frames? Does that do anything? Because they're still moving there. Collapse. Stop. They're still glitching out. Anyone have any idea how to stop that weird glitchiness from happening? I don't know. I'm not going to save you, though. Okay. So there's that. I forget what I was going to mess with today. But I was thinking this. What if I go to this cube and I apply a fracture to it, do this whole thing again. Sources, click on my point generator, 180, and is it in this transformation that I find? Set that as close to 0.01. Yep, cool. Add another distribution point and do the same thing. Oops. Oh gosh. I'm totally messing this thing up. Now let's go 200. Got a lot of points there. 0.01. Get them all close together there so they don't scatter, and bring you up the y-axis. I think I remember this is like 99. Brings as close to the top as possible. Okay. graph selection, F4, and rectangle. Grab you. F2 is the top. Hold shift. Grab like a bunch of you. Grab a bunch of you. A bunch of you. And a bunch of you. Okay. And F1. And zoom in. MoGraph hide selection. Isn't it interesting that it doesn't? Control C. Was I on the wrong? No. F4. Shift. Do I want to select those two? F1. Is everything still selected? I don't know. Hide selected. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Now, apply rigid body. Oh, I need to put a floor in. And same thing, we're going to apply rigid body. One measly crystal. Dude, what is that? Okay, well, here's my first thing. My first thing is go back to the beginning. This thing is way off the ground, right? So let's put you on the bottom. F1, play. Now it's got nowhere to fall. Like, what's this F curve down here? Soft selection? And how come I can never... edit it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's always grayed out like that. Let's go into here. Let's mess with this. Trigger immediately. Yep. Which is why it falls. But I mean, it's on the floor, right? Oops. Did I just put them back together? Okay. It's still falling a little bit. Oh, come on. What? Is that messing with my distribution point? Is that what it is? Yeah. It's just messing with the distribution points, but how come I can't? Okay, now it's not falling. But it's also not dropping at all. It's my rigid body. Self-collisions use deformed object. What's that mean? It's like nothing is falling. Do I need to put gravity on it? Let's go. And I couldn't find the gravity the last time, so I clicked up here and I just started typing gravity. It's here. Shatter. Like, I don't know if it's a tag or something somewhere. It's definitely not that. It's blue. Nope. Nope. It's got a weird, like, down arrow. Like, where is it? Nope. So where is it? It's got to be a tag. I wish I knew where the gravity tag was. Anyone know where gravity is? Well, I guess that's why they make this browser up here. Gravity. Double click. Boom. There you go. And this goes up inside gravity, I think. Okay. Play. Come on. Whoa. Dude, what was that? Something bounced. Okay, it must be hitting so hard that it's bouncing now. Let's go back to fracture and that's pretty awesome. Object. Where was sources, sorting, detailing, dynamic? Oh, do I have to go in here? Dynamic body tag, dynamics, linear velocity threshold, angular threshold, collision, no bounce. Why is it still bouncing? Force mode. There you go. Did it bounce it more? Or they still wobble like crazy. That one is cool. And there's still a few standing. Let's jack this thing out. Like, what's 500 look like? Watch this move. Oh, it's the weird jiggle. Okay, hold on. Let's turn gravity off. Now they're flying like crazy. And they stop. So it's obvious. Okay, so all right, so gravity. It's now it's back to bouncing. Dynamic transition. What's that do? Stop bouncing. Custom initial velocity. No. Dynamic on enabled MoGraph. No bounce. Collision noise. I don't know. Size increment. Shape. Automatic. Okay. Box. Whoa. Okay. This is cool. Static mesh. Okay, box. What was it at? 0? What if I did like -10? There's still like, okay. It's a little better. Self collisions, no. Dude, what the heck? Don't use deformed object. What? Keep soft body uncheck. Why are they flying like that? Watch this. 0 friction. These things slide like crazy. 170 friction. I need gravity pulling them down. Think of those things bouncing like crazy, dude. Arrow, then let's go wind. Is the wind gonna blow them around now? Oh my gosh. Oh. Maybe I need fall off or something. You think? What is fall off? What does it even do? Why is that 1? I got 1 now. It's just falling out of the thing. This is interesting. That 1 just gets knocked like a little pin. Oh, look at all these. Dude, that 1. Affect the hide selection. Right, yes. I hid the 1 thing. Transform. I don't think there's anything here that I need to worry about. Geometry glue? Enable geometry glue. It's that 1. That thing falls. I don't know what glue is. Dude, why is that 1? First off, I don't want any of them standing. I don't want any standing. Compound collision shape. What? That's cool. None. It's that 1. Dude, what the heck? That's fun. It's totally blowing up. Gosh. Keeps off body shape. Why are you falling through a floor? You shouldn't be falling through the floor. Is that because the soft body's on? What? Okay, whatever. Okay. Excuse me. You got me, man. You got me. Maybe it's something with this rigid body tag. Keeps soft body shape. I don't know why they're falling through the floor. It's got to be something with this tag, right? I just don't know. I have to say that I really just don't know. I don't think I need any of this, though. Oops. Take you out. Take you out. Take gravity off. For some reason, it's falling through the floor. What if I delete these tags? What if I start over? Because here I like. This nice. That's nice. Poly effect sounds cool. I'm going to put you on this fracture, and let's go to my render view. I also learned yesterday that this thing, using color here, crushes your rendering. So you want to turn that off and try to apply the color on like diffusion levels or something, this guy was saying. Okay, let's turn transparency on. What are you looking like? Let's put a little bump on you. Get a little bump. Noise. That's fun. Ah, I did it again. I like it over here. Boom. I should just set that as a default. Can you like fracture a fracture? Here. Hide you. Can I fracture you? Oops. And then what? Explode segments and connect. Look at this taking forever now. I don't even know if it fractured it. How do you know? Oh, does this have to go inside? Probably, right? What? No, I can't go on the inside. This has to go inside this. It has to. All right. Well, I'm going to keep playing around with this thing. I want to fracture it out some more and then get it to fall so I can make some sort of like cluster thing. So I'm going to apply a rigid body onto this when I'm done here. That does look really neat. I think the fracture actually worked. Fracture. The fracture actually worked. It looks real icy. I mean, dude, I don't have anything on it right now, and it's taking forever to render. What up with that? I don't know, man. All right, I'm out of here. Be back in a little bit.